Well, it's Wine Wednesday. Today, Marcy Jones is checking out the wine list at Union Kitchen in West Hartford.
Ooh, they are three-time winners of the Wine Spectator Awards. Marcy, how's it going there?
So great. Couldn't be happier. You know that Wednesday is my favorite day of the week, not just because I get to drink wine before 10 a.m., but because I get to meet such incredible people. This man right here I've gotten the pleasure to know before because we were over next door at Crush Wine Bar. Now we were here at Union Kitchen. We did it in reverse because Crush is the newest. This has been around since about 2018. So excited to be here. You guys have seasonal fare. You've got craft cocktail, great vibes, and of course, incredible wine.
Yeah, so Union Kitchen for me is the OG. Before we opened Crush, this is where we really got the reputation for having a great wine list. So it's exciting to have you here to talk about some wines on the new menu.
I know, and I already have, I call this my prop glass, even though everybody knows I always take a sneak peek from it before. I love what I have, so tell us what we're starting with.
Cool, so I thought what we do today is taste some wines that I think work well in the spring. So at Union Kitchen, we offer a 6-course tasting menu, and we pair it with wines. So next week, we're launching our new tasting menu. So I thought
love that you guys change it all the time.
Yeah, we change it all the time. So I thought it would be fun for you to be part of figuring out what we're going to pair with this asparagus dish. That has like a little bit of sauce gribiche, a little bit of caviar. So we're picking 3 really bright spring white wines.
Love it.
So the first wine that we both already poured a little bit of is a grape called Gruner Veltliner. So it's from Austria. Most people who like Sauvignon Blanc, I usually turn them on to Gruner Veltliner. And Gruner has a lot of those lifted aromatics, kind of like that bright citrus flavor. And you were talking about a little kick at the end. So now we're going to get a little technical.
Okay,
so
I love it. Let's
in
go.
the Somme world, in a blind tasting, what you smell there is white pepper. I don't know if you pick up on that.
Yes, I do.
It's a compound called rotundin that is very apparent in Gruner. And that's how we figured it out in a wine pairing. But here's the most important thing. Gruner works really well with asparagus. Asparagus is a really spring vegetable. Can you see that it kind of has like those vegetable notes, something like those?
Because asparagus is slightly sweet, so then this adds the little kick of that kind of slightly peppery. I love that together.
Yeah, so it's a classic combination in Austria. They eat a lot of asparagus.
They love asparagus over there.
And they drink a lot of Gruner. So this is a cool producer called Weingart Brandlmeier. They've been around since 1947. Yeah, it's really fresh.
I love that you've made it your life's mission to get me off of Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand, and you're doing it.
Yeah.
You're succeeding.
Not that there's anything wrong with New Zealand.
No judgment.
But I do think that it's fun to try different things. Go on different
That's the whole point, is exploring, having fun, and bringing new things into your realm, you know, because we're so used to staying within our tiny little box, and it's great to try something new.
Yeah, for sure. So that's wine number 1.
Okay.
So this asparagus dish has a little bit of this sauce called gribiche, which is kind of like a creamy egg-based sauce with some caviar. So it might be fun to try something with a little bit of weight to it. So the Gruner was really crisp. This is a Riesling, but from Alsace, so northeast part of France.
Yeah.
On the border with Germany. It's a unique culture, which is like half German, half French. Within the same generation, families speak different languages. So this Riesling is going to have like a lot of tropical fruit, like rounder fruit character, slightly higher in alcohol and more weight.
I love tropical fruit. I'm so excited.
So sometimes what happens with food and wine pairing is you can't just focus on one element in the dish. So if you just focused on asparagus, Gruner is going to work. But you have to think about the dish as a whole.
Taste a little mango in there.
Yeah, it definitely has like that rounder tropical fruit note. You know, but now you're talking about the sauce, which is going to have like a little more weight. So it might be interesting to see what a Riesling would work well with. And cool thing about this producer, she actually did a wine dinner next door. So she's actually been here, which is super cool.
That's gotta be so fun for you as a sommelier, as somebody who's really passionate about wine, to meet the people behind the labels and see, you know, what their lifestyle is, what the atmosphere is, and kind of what goes into that whole process, because it is a labor of love.
For sure. And you know, another thing that's amazing is Connecticut, small state, right? You don't have to get behind a line of restaurants like you are in New York to meet these winemakers. You know, there are a few restaurants that have great wine lists.
All of them are lining up around the block to meet you.
I hope so. So I think this wine should work for the sauce specifically. I'm not 100% convinced that it's going to work with the asparagus. I know the first wine is going to work with the asparagus, but I'm not sure.
What does Chef Michael say? Will it work?
I think so.
He thinks so. All right.
And then
number 3.
And then the last one, the last thing is the last element that's on the dish.
How am I on my 3rd glass when you're on your first?
Yeah, you know, I've tasted all of these wines. We have several wines in the cellar. I've tasted them all. So this is right from by the ocean side. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, so this is right by the Atlantic Ocean, a region called Muscadet.
Yeah.
And the grape is melon. So it's like a salty wine.
It's so good.
I think it could work with the caviar that goes on top. So
I agree. And I think we've got to drink much more of this over on the wax. Thank you so much, Vish. Guys, we'll see you over there for more Wine Wednesday.
Thanks, Mars. Appreciate that. Hey, the 2025 Hartford Step Off Classic is almost here. Each year, the show and